All right, Miles, let's talk about the Kansas City Chiefs for a little bit. This is a team that, look, they made a lot of really smart moves. They always seem to make a lot of really smart moves, a lot of sneaky good moves that pay dividends for them in the long run. And now that mini camps and the first round of mandatory mini camps are underway, we're starting to see one really good move the Chiefs pulled off that will be huge for them come 2023.
Yeah, Nick, these moves the Chiefs make, they always seem to make themselves look like geniuses. They always pan out. They look really good. And I think it's because when you get a part of an organization like the Chiefs, they've been winning for a while now, you want to put in the work. You want to be a hard worker and you want to go to work for a guy like Andy Reid, for a guy like Patrick Mahomes, because they push you to your best. And that seems like what the Chiefs have been doing for a while now. But I don't want to talk about what's happening right now. I want to talk about what's happened in the past and let us know who is the hardest working Kansas City Chief that you have on top of your head in all time. All of the Chiefs that you've known, who's the hardest working Kansas City Chief? Let us know in the comment section below. But Nick, nonetheless, let's get on into it. Who's really showing up for the Chiefs?
Yeah, before I get into this, I was always a big Will Shields guy. I thought he was a great player and hard worker for the Chiefs. But we're going to transition from the offensive line to the skill groups on offense. And one new addition, this time it's wide receiver Richie James, a big acquisition the Chiefs made that kind of slid under the radar. It looks like he's off to a really strong start for the Chiefs offense. We've got a report from USA Today, Chiefs Wire over at USA Today. Excuse me, Miles, if you throw it up, I'll read from it. All right, mandatory minicamp proved that James is really starting to settle in with Kansas City. I was told that he's picking up the offense quicker than anticipated due to similarities with Mike Kafka's system with the New York Giants a season ago. Richie James, of course, played with the Giants last season. He's the only other receiver on the roster besides Marquez Valdez-Scantling with an NFL season of over 450 receiving yards, and that has shown. His veteran savvy has earned him a solid amount of targets working with both the first and second team offense. All right, Miles, when the Chiefs picked up James, I kind of didn't really think about it too much. This is obviously, you look at the headliners for this team, you got the Kelseys, you got the Mahomeses, right? They got a good group of young receivers anyway. Scott Moore drafted Rashee Rice, who I know you and I both really like. I didn't really think too much of Richie James, but the more I dig into it, what he could bring to this offense is more of a slot receiver role, because that's sort of what you envision him in. According to Next Gen Stats, Miles, I'm going to read off these numbers here for you. This is pretty crazy. So this is average separation yards, according to Amazon Next Gen Stats from 2022. So Richie James, 3.2. Cooper Kupp, obviously great receiver, Los Angeles Rams, 3.2. Christian Kirk, I'm sorry, from the Jacksonville Jaguars, great slot receiver, also 3.2. And how about Juju Smith-Schuster, right? Obviously great slot receiver, Kansas City Chiefs, of course, last season, now with New England Patriots, 3.3. So essentially exactly the same as Richie James. And according to overthecap.com, Richie James annual per year in terms of salary cap is just $1 million. Juju Smith-Schuster's new deal with the Patriots is $8 million. So essentially, it looks like the Chiefs picked up a player just as formidable in how they want to use him as Juju Smith-Schuster was, for $7 million less, or about 12.5% discount, 87.5% discount, depending on how you look at it. That is just a huge move by the Chiefs. I don't know how we missed this when this first came out, Miles, but it looks like Richie James will be huge for Kansas City going forward. Curious what your thoughts are on everything with James and the Kansas City Chiefs offense. But before I hand it over to you, just to remind everyone to stay tuned to the end of today's video to hear a word from our partner of today's video, and that, of course, is Neuro. Neuro's got a lot of great products that give you a fast and quick boost of energy. We love to take their mints before the show. It gives us the energy we need to talk about the Chiefs. So make sure you stay tuned to the end of today's video to learn more about Neuro. And most importantly, here's the big part, get access to our special discount code. All right, Miles, I'll throw it over to you now. What do you think of James and everything with the Chiefs offense?
Yeah, Nick. I mean, those stats are actually pretty mind-boggling if you think about it. This is a guy putting up, numbers comparable to some of the best wide receivers in the league. And another thing I thought was very interesting, I know the Chiefs have had a lot of turnover on offense, but only receiver on this roster other than MVS with a season over 450 receiving yards. That is pretty crazy. So, they are dying for some veteran depth help here. They have a lot of very good young talent on this team, but it's always nice to have some veterans. And maybe if you can get these guys for a sneaky good price, like it seems like James, if he pans out even a small amount for that deal, he is going to be an absolute steal. If he even puts up similar numbers to he did last year, which I'm assuming he's going to put up much bigger numbers than that, but he put up almost 570 yards last year, 4 touchdowns. He would be a steal at that price for those stats. So this is going to be a really, really great move by the Chiefs. Once again, showing us why they are, and we almost forgot this, Nick, defending Super Bowl champions, legally obligated to say that, but we didn't forget it. But the Chiefs are always just, I feel like in the wide receiver game, they've been ahead of the curve. Everybody has been like, okay, uh, always got to have a top tier receiver for your guy. And then now it looks like the Chiefs had that for a while. They had Tyreek Hill, top tier type receiver, top tier tight end, Travis Kelce. But now they're kind of, pulling back on spending on the receivers. Like, okay, we got to pay Patrick Mahomes a lot. We've got other positions on this team. Let's see if we can get some really solid guys and some young talent and see if we can, do almost, it sounds dumb when you say it, but like receiver by committee, almost like the running back style thing.
Yeah.
A lot of really great receivers, not any top tier guys, but, a lot of really good receivers. I really like this very interesting approach they have here. I think it could work out for them because Patrick Mahomes is the quarterback. But Nick, I think this is a really smart move by the Chiefs. I think they're going to show everybody why they are just a little bit smarter than everyone else.
All right, Miles, we would like to give a special thanks to our partner today's video, Neuro.
That's right, Nick. And I want you to go with me on a journey really fast. I want you to imagine this. It's 4th and goal in the big game, Nick. Your team is relying on you to make the big time game winning play. I know you've been in this situation before, Nick. The stadium is roaring. The clock is ticking. The game is on the line. But if only in that moment you were able to have some Neuro Gum. Neuro Gum will help you stay concentrated, and it gives you a burst of energy without a nasty crash.
That's right, Miles. Neuro has thoughtfully curated ingredients and does endless lab testing, which means that you can reach the right state of mind safely and consistently. That's the most important part. It gives you a clean burst of energy and focus without the jitters of coffee or any of those other energy drinks.
That's right, Nick. And if you click our sponsor link in the description below, you can enjoy energy, calm, and focus whenever you need it.